All I talk is crack, I can get the brick out. Yeah, it's crazy reminiscing every decision I made. Yeah, I was fucked up. I put in the work and never, no nigga can ever just say that I looked up.
Pt9, Franny, the manager. Okay, before we get started, I'm just gonna do this off the top. Here goes the picture again. Look at it close. You see Franny, you see what he has on. Here's a couple other pictures you can look at right now before we get to the video. I want you guys to get it out your system, know who is who, so that we can get this together. All right. Hopefully everybody's seen who Franny is. We're gonna do like we always do. Play the video through, bring it back up, break it down, and move on. All right, let's get to that now. Okay, the most disturbing thing to me with Franny is this right here. Because if this is the security and he's telling you something or you're telling him something, but he walked to you, so I would believe that he was coming to tell you something, that he told you what was going on, because right after that you went on around the corner and he came this way and they did what happened was what happened. So of course you're going to be held accountable, because it seems to me that you just didn't do what you were supposed to do. Maybe, I don't know if you was afraid to say something or speak up, but I mean, this is the most disturbing thing to me, because you really didn't do much, but you got out of there, point blank, period. So as you came around the back of the SUV, I mean, you're sitting right there, and okay, I gotta say this. For those who saying this man shot Von, I looked at this video 1,000 times. I pulled it to where it was so big. There is nothing in this man's hand. Now, maybe there was a shot from somewhere else, because I'm clearly believing that it's a bunch of foul play going on. I know that. We all know that. We see it. It's unfolding before our eyes through this video. We know that. But he did not. This is my opinion, though. So if you want to, whoever wants to run with it and say that he did, it's up to you. I'm just trying to get to the factuals. And to me, he did not shoot him. So, of course, he just, they had the little fight, and then the shots rang out, and Franny, he got on. So we all heard the official Atlanta dispatch audio that said Officer Francois. Audio Crack brought it to you first. That had multiple people thinking or claiming he was a officer, because what he has to understand is Francois is not a common American name. It is a name that is a Haitian or French. So to hear Officer Francois over the radio, over the airwaves, the same time the situation is going down, this same night the situation is going down, in the same area. Oh yeah, not to mention he was shot, as well as Officer Francois was shot over the airwaves. That's what we heard over the airwaves. So he has to understand, if it's not him, shit, I mean, people are going to blame you for that, because I mean, it's Officer Francois, and then you just disappeared. So if you haven't heard the audio, we're going to play the audio, then we're going to come back and we're going to speak about it. All right, let's get to that now.
1504 to radio, 34 to Officer Francois.
Copy, you need a 4 for an officer.
Confirm. Advise what's going on with the officer. Condition of the officer, please.
Advise the condition of the officer.
04 to radio, Officer Francois got sprayed. Starting before right here.
Receive, praise.
Okay, now, if anybody can tell me how you wouldn't be questioned or accused, motherfuckers weren't even putting allegedly, they was just accusing you. I mean, that just is a super coincidence. You can't be upset with that. You got to understand that, Franny. I mean, you got to get with it. Now, we all know that you've been on several platforms, several different huge platforms, and you've contradicted yourself all the way through. If you haven't heard my breakdowns of Franny on his platforms, go to Audio Crack 22, and you can hear the breakdowns of the many contradictions of Franny. So we know that you've been doing that. But it was one thing that you said that stuck out to me, that made me feel some kind of way. It was how you got to the hospital. Now, I'm going to play that audio, and that little part of the audio from that interview, and then I'm going to play a part of the 911 that I heard, and then we're going to come back and talk about it. All right, let's get to that now.
You were taken to the hospital in a different car than Vaughn.
Yeah.
Okay, so you jumped in with one of your guys?
Somebody, I think my security didn't leave. He actually, when I came, I seen him, and he kind of like helped me, threw me in an Uber.
Thank you.
Unit calling.
595 Express. Can you send me a cab on 39? EU 35 Just Hill Drive.
Yes, stand by.
Now, I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but an Uber? Or your friend? Uber? Okay, I'll give you that. But then when you listen to the 911, and I don't listen to 911s or nothing like that. I've never done it. My wife ended up finding this clip, and that's how we got into this, to be honest with you. My wife found it, and we were just listening to it, and was like, wow, Franny, bam, okay. Now, but for an officer to ask for a cab, I'm not accusing anybody, and I'm not saying nothing. I'm just putting, like, the situations in front of you, I guess you could say, and I'll let you, decipher them. Maybe that was him. Maybe he is Officer Francois. We don't know. But he did clear his name. He went on a platform. I'm not going to speak that man's name because the man called me old. But anyway, let's move on. And he muted me. But anyway, he went on his platform. He proved to us that he was shot. All the questions that we wanted to know, he proved it. So you got to leave that man alone. Is he shady? Hell yeah. Would you put your son or your would I suggest you to put your son or your daughter under his care or under his management? Hell no. I mean, he's a walking liar, a walking contradiction, but he's a free man. So at the end of the day, he came, he said what he had to say, he proved what we asked, and that's it. Until the YNW Melly case. I mean, he's deep in that. We clearly know that. You can go check out the connection on Audio Crack 22, where I speak a little deeper into that situation. And then also, I kept wondering why he was pushing the Get Back Gang. Nobody was really rapping at the time. I think they was rapping in training at that time when Vaughn was alive, but he kept pushing it the day after. And I was thinking, why? But ended up finding out he had an LLC with Vaughn under Get Back Gang. So I don't know what that's about. I don't know if him and Vaughn had already had that partnership going and then someone just found it. I'm not sure who found it. I want to give them their credit, but I'm not sure who found it. It's the reason why I didn't put it on here, because I can't remember. But maybe they had a talked before that and had a partnership or something. I don't know. But we clearly know that he did not go to the funeral.
Well, Vaughn left behind 2 young children. He was also taking care of his mother, his sisters, and his brothers. The funeral happened on the 14th of November. Did you show up to the funeral?
No, I was still getting a lot of stuff situated, and with just the chaos, and the family just had to deal with the Chicago police, and it was a lot of things to make that funeral happen. So it had to happen very conservative, very, 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 very tight. But but as far as the process, I was in that process. I was there throughout the whole process, from financially making sure it's situated, making sure everybody get what they need, things like that, 100%. But I didn't personally, physically make it to Chicago at that time.
Yeah.
There was a lot of things going on. The family was trying to even figure out how to even make this happen, because it was getting so much hard time to make.
He clearly stated in the last DJ Academics interview after his wedding that he and King Von's family don't speak. and King Von's family took over the rights of his name, so no one can use it. So I don't know if it's a situation there or what. But if I was managing someone and they got murdered, died, passed away, anything, accident, I'm there. I'm at the funeral, definitely, because we broke bread together, and we're in business together. But Franny didn't do that. So you make your own decision about Franny. I already made mine. But I mean, to pile it on him, I mean, he's free. What can you do? You could just put the facts out there and see what happens. So we're gonna move on from Franny, and we're gonna get to our last and final stage with the individuals in this King Von murder. All right, let's do that now.
So it don't make sense what y'all saying. But I forgive y'all, and I want us to get past this. And I need us to be as a community and help keep Von's career growing. Bashing his management and his team is not going to do that. Same thing with Melly. If you're a Melly fan and you love Melly, same thing with this scenario. Stop propelling negative accusations for people that's there for these artists. Because without a track and without a Dirk and without management and without, there's no Von, there's no Melly. So we still got to realize and still give flowers to the people that help your favorite artists become the artists that they are.
What's up, guys? Right now, we're going to take a brief intermission. Tell you to subscribe. We're trying to get our subscribers up. We're getting a lot of watch time. People aren't subscribing, so we want to try to get our subscribers up. And follow us at AudioCrack22 on all platforms. Thank you.
Thank God for crack. Cook up the crack, watch him eat it up. I got grenade.
Stage.
All I talk is crack, I can get the brick out. Yeah, it's crazy reminiscing every decision I made. Yeah, I was fucked up. I put in the work and never, no nigga can ever just say that I looked up.